Hey, what's up? I'm Michael. Today I am going to be answering a question I got. Two questions. How to put a border on a paper and why you want to put a border on your paper for doing your artwork. What benefit does it have? So I'm going to explain that. I've answered this before, but I'm going to show it in this one as well. First off, you'll need a ruler. I suggest a ruler that is about 1 inch wide. Now, if you want one that's right at 1 inch, buy yourself an architect scale or an engineer scale. They are excellent. They're the best straight edges I can get. They're always dead on with their measurements. A lot of rulers, the 12-inch rulers, are actually off. Like this one is actually about 1/8 of an inch off by the time it gets to the end. So how I do it, let me tell you how I go about doing it first, and then I'll tell why. I like a desk that has a lip on it, and I can just take the lip and I'll take my paper and pull it right up to that lip like that. I take my architect scale first. I'm going to do it on the short sides first. Put my architect scale there and draw all the way across the paper. If the paper is longer than your ruler, then just draw across, make sure it's still in the right place, and draw across the other side. Okay, then you do the opposite short side, then you turn to the long sides. And what I like to do is just try to put the ruler in between the two short sides lines that you just put on there. So I try to put it in between and start right there at that line and stop at the other line. And then I just repeat that on the other side. If you don't have a lip on your desk, I will say it's easy to put a lip on a desk as long as you can put a screw, 2 screws into the desk. You will need to buy a piece of like 1/4 inch aluminum or steel. Make sure that it is not sharp or you will cut the hell out of yourself. But what you do is you'll need to mill out L shapes in it. Let's see here. Okay, they'll be L shaped like a regular L, like an L. And what you do is if you don't want the lip up there, you have the screws at the top of it. If you want the lip, you need to lift it up and then push it over to lock it into place, so you'll have that lip there. You just need to make sure that the lip is flat against the desk when you do that. You could also alternately just take something like a 1x2 and cut it the width of your desk or that side of your desk and place it right on there with wood glue or screw it in or whatever you want to do like that. Those are just some options. You don't have to do any of that at all though. What you can do is just take your ruler, and I'm just going to show you with the regular ruler this time because most people don't have an architect scale. Again, start with your small side, put your ruler down, and make sure that you're dead on the edge on both sides. And what I like to do is try to put I try to put a finger like that on it to where I have my little finger and then my pointer finger, my other 2 fingers right in the middle, and then I just go across it like that. And I switch to this side, do the same thing, and then again switch to the long sides and connect between those. And for me, that's the best way to go about doing that. Now, why do you want a border on your paper? This is a very simple thing. If you have paper and you have artwork on your paper and you go all the way to the edge, okay, so if it's a really good piece of artwork, you may end up getting to where you do artwork that people want to mount or they want to frame. In framing, people put mats in to hold the artwork into place or photos into place. It's a good idea to always have a margin area or a bleed area, if you will. You can have the margin and bleed area if you really want to go that route. I think an inch on either side is usually a very good margin, though. And what you do is you try to keep your main artwork within that margin that you have put down, and you can go on the outside of it if you want to, like maybe you just shade all the way to the outside if you want, and you don't really do anything else out there. You just sort of smudge that out to where it looks like the background, but you still have an inch border on it to where your main artwork and all of your subjects, no matter what your subject is, and all of your actor and your supporting actors, just put it that way, your supporting subjects and your main subjects, they need to be in the bleed area or in the live area. You don't want them to be in the bleed area or the margin area, really. That way, if you do go to have it printed as well, or someone goes to frame it and they want to put a mat around it, they have an inch of space to work with, and that is the whole reason to me to do that. It's very important to me. If I'm going to make a good piece, I put a border on it. There's absolutely no question in my mind whatsoever. Do I need a border on it? Yes. Another reason, if you're going to take a picture of your photography, or you're going to photograph, your artwork to digitize it, which is very easy to do at home, by the way. You set up some lights, you get a tall tripod, you point your lights in front of the tripod, you put a piece of poster board on the ground, and you put your artwork on top of the poster board flat, and you put the tripod where it goes straight down. Make your legs out really wide, and if you have to, get a longer lens, and you can actually zoom in to a perfect place and capture your artwork. I highly suggest using a remote control for that as well, for your camera. But that's how I do my artwork. And then you can take it in, if you have a camera that has RAW, you can take it in to a RAW lab and really clean it up, and it's a great picture still. That's how I like to do mine. And with the border on it, that allows me to take and say, okay, well, my artwork is right here in the middle, and I want my artwork to be a little bit, I want it to be in the middle and everything to be visible. But if I have the borders, I know that I can zoom in to where I'm just inside the borders and not have to crop my picture at all. I can align it and make sure it's perfectly straight, and then I do not have to crop it at all. I just mess with the brightness and contrast and stuff like that. So it is always a great idea to put borders on. I hope this has answered the questions that I've been getting about this, and thank you for asking, by the way. I really enjoy making these videos where I explain stuff. It gives me something to do and makes me feel better about myself. So there you go, and see you later.